Hello world, this is DarthTimmanis here, recording again on my new world that I just started on this incredible seed. I should have the seed information listed in the details of this as well, but it's absolutely beautiful. But today, one thing that I want to do before the sun goes down is just kind of give a brief overview of what's going to happen in the next 3 or 4 episodes. Just right off the bat, I'm going to do 3 different tutorials. The first one is going to be a tree farm. The second one is going to be my wheat farm, and I went ahead and got everything ready to do an automatic wheat farm. And then the third is just going to be a farm for sheep. Now, my logic behind this is I need wood. You need wood for everything. I need wheat. I need wheat to attract sheep, and of course, wheat also helps to make food. Not really having a shortage of food, but it helps to have that in the future. So I've got my wood, got my wheat, and then that will help me get sheep. And I need wood for fences. So yeah, that's the logic behind the way I'm going to go about that. So next thing that I'm going to do here as soon as I get some rest is continue with my tree farm tutorial. Alright, so now that I'm back, alright, so this is the second episode of this survival series, and just right off the bat, when you start a new series and you start a new world, there are just certain basics that you need to try to do right off the bat, usually the first episode. The most basic is just trying to find a shelter and a bed. And if you guys remember my first video, I built that little bed over there in that hill. You can see my chest and everything, so I dug in my bed. So I had a shelter and a bed. Now, if for some reason you can't find any sheep at all, it's always a good idea to at least build shelter so you can shut yourself in and then do some digging or mining and try to find some ore. The other thing that you need to try to do is you need to try to find some food. Food is so important, especially now that we've got the hunger bar. So in this world, there's just been a plethora of animals. So I have all sorts of food in this world. The next thing that you need to try to get is tools. I did have the bonus chest, and in the bonus chest, I had a bunch of tools, and I actually had some bread. So that really helped me out. And then it's just time to collect resources. It's so important just to, get things. Get them, get them. Oh, that wolf is getting that sheep. Bye-bye, sheep. Get them, get them, get them. Should I let it happen? Oh, crikey! We're here in the wild as we see this wild wolf eating the unsuspected sheep. Oh, get him, get him, get him, get him. Ah, he did. All right. So anyways, so yeah, gather as many resources as you can. You need to dig a little stone. You need to gather some wood. You need to try to get saplings. You need to try to get some seeds. You need to just try to gather some resources. And the other thing you need to do is just try to get to know your surroundings. You could be starving and have a village just on the other side of a hill or a mountain, and you never know because you didn't go out there and look for it. So those are the basics that you do whenever you try to start a world is, get shelter, get food, gather some resources, make some tools, and just get to know where you are. Now, where I'm going today is what I'm going to do is just give you a real quick tutorial on how to make a tree farm. Wood is so important. It's just a basic necessity in Minecraft. Almost everything in Minecraft either has wood in the recipe or you need wood to get it. I mean, just think chests are wood, crafting benches, crafting tables are wood, and you need that. Furnaces, well, you need wood to harvest the stone. So here is just the real quick tutorial for how to do a tree farm. So let's just go ahead and get started. There are 3 different types of trees right now in this Xbox edition of Minecraft. We have the spruce, which is this dark brown wood. We have the oak, which is this light brown or just regular brown wood. And then we have the birch wood, which is this just god awful ugly color of wood. So how you use the wood is you cut it up, and all three of these pieces of wood, both the spruce, the oak, and the birch, produce wood planks. Now in the Xbox 360 edition, we only have one color wood plank, and here it is. But in the PC edition, there's three different colors. There's kind of a darker, the spruce is a really dark, pretty wood, almost red. This is a just regular color like that, and then the birch is a very, very light color. So what a tree produces whenever you chop it down is just wood, regular wood, and then the leaves will deteriorate and produce saplings. Now it's the saplings that you want. You want saplings to produce more trees. They are the seeds to plant more trees. So whenever you start in a world and you find wood, it's a really good idea to stick around, let the trees decay, and gather the saplings so that you can plant more trees. Now if you look, I have already got a sapling. This birch tree over here has already produced 3 saplings. The oak tree produces wood, saplings, and apples. So it's also, if you plant a bunch of oak trees, it's also a source of food, very important. And the spruce tree, it doesn't produce many saplings because it doesn't have very many leaves, but it's nice and tall and typically produces more wood than the other ones. Now the oak trees are the one that can grow incredibly huge and massive and have all these different branches reaching out all over the place, and they can be a real pain to cut down if you have a farm, just getting up in there. Alright, so this is just the basics of wood. Again, we have spruce, oak, birch, and all three of these pieces make wood planks, which makes sticks. Alright, so the next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to start growing a tree farm. Alright, so the basics of a tree farm is very, very simple. And I mean, I know you guys probably do this differently. Everyone does it differently, but I just want to go through how I do it. It's very, very simple. Now, what I did to get all my saplings, I have a forest of spruce over there. And if you look, I have 2 pillars kind of in a straight line going behind me. That leads to you got to swim across the ocean. But I left that marker there because there's a bunch of caves and a bunch of really cool things. Across the ocean, or across this big lake, is an island where I got the oak and birch trees. Now, the most simple way to do this is plant a seedling every block. Not every block, but every few blocks. So I place a torch and I put a seedling. Now I can skip over 2 and I plant another seedling. Now you want to have torches. Torches do many, many things. The biggest being they provide light. If these start to grow really fast, it will keep light going at the base of your tree farm so that your trees can grow if they're stuck in the dark. The other thing that they do, of course, light is good for keeping dangerous animals, mobs, away. So things like creepers and skeletons. So again, you plant your seed, your sapling, 2 spaces apart. You can dig down one and plant your sapling if you want. But it needs to be in dirt, and I keep a torch right next to every single sapling. Alright, so then you just keep doing this, and you want to have, and I've noticed, about anywhere from 10 to 15 to 18 of every type of sapling. That way, whenever you continue to grow this farm, you can in just one day harvest all your trees and it's in an entire day of gameplay. Okay, I have planted 21 saplings of oak. Now, each of them are about 2 apart. You can do 3 apart. It actually kind of helps if you do 3 apart. Oak trees, you can plant really close, and there is a way to cram all of them in closer than what they are. But I just find this is the easiest way. As you noticed, some have already sprouted up. Now, I'm getting ready to do my oak trees next. Now, let me just tell you, you're going to want at least 4 spaces between your sapling and the next species. They will not grow if it's another species. So what you want to try to do is give at least 4 spaces. Now, one thing that I've noticed, if you do any less than 4 spaces, or if you do right at 4 spaces, a lot of times the 2 trees will grow into each other, and it's quite a pain whenever you go through and harvest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give 6 spaces, and this will give at least 1 row of a gap between the 2 sets of trees. That way you can kind of see once these are all full grown, you can see that there is going to be a space gap, sometimes 2 space gaps between the species of trees. So we will start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and plant my torch right there, which this is putting them 7 apart. Okay, as you can see behind me, I have all 3 different types of trees planted, and everything is good to go now for my tree farm. Now you've just got to wait, in 1 or 2 days of game time, all these trees will be planted. Then all you've got to do is just go through with an axe and chop them down. Now, here are some things you may want to think about when you are designing your tree farm. Do you want to put a lid on it? If you put a lid on top of it at least 9 highs, if you put a roof or at least a block over everywhere that you plant, at least 9 spaces high, you will prevent these big trees from growing. See, like this tree right here, it's huge. I mean, look how big that tree is, and I'm going to have to climb up in that tree just to chop it down, which is fun sometimes, but then every day it just gets a little annoying and irritating to get up there and get that sucker. So having a roof on this or a ceiling helps prevent that. Other things that you can do. One of my friends actually has a suspended tree farm where it's a couple of blocks in the air, and every 3 blocks he has dirt, and then he has wood, dirt, dirt, wood, wood, dirt, wood, wood, and it's suspended in the air, and then it's open in between. And what he does is he goes through and he plants it, and the seeds will drop down below, so all he has to do is walk through and pick up the seeds. I know one guy, saw a video on YouTube, and I may put it in there, actually has water flowing. So he'll go through, he'll cut everything, then he'll flip a switch, and water rushes through and pushes all the seeds to the middle. And so then he just walks through and collects all the saplings. So it's really, really easy, and it's really, really neat. So yeah, there is so much that you can do with your tree farm. There's so many different ways that you can set it up, so many different ways that you can do it. I will say it's good to keep a small number of every single tree in a tree farm. Instead of just keep on going and keep on going. My first tree farm, I just kept planting the saplings, and it would take me 3 days in the game just to harvest everything, chop it down, and I got tons of wood, but to be honest with you, I wasted more time just chopping down the trees. If you keep a limit at 20, if you keep a limit at 15 or 12, you can do all the harvesting in 1 day. You'll get a ton of wood. You'll get all different types of the wood, and you'll get a ton of saplings just from doing this. Now, what I do with the wood, this I just burn or turn into wood planks. Birchwood, I hate birchwood. It is so ugly. I do a lot of my building projects with spruce wood. I love that dark look. I also do some with this wood, just the actual wood, and you need a lot of it to use. So these, a little bit more attractive, a little prettier, they are the ones that I use to actually build with. And as I'm getting ready to build my Japanese style house, I'm going to be using the spruce wood for the edges. So this is DarthTimmanis here. Thank you guys for checking out my video. I hope you learned at least a little bit of something, and I hope you, if you build a tree farm, please send me pictures. Let me know how you did it. So feel free to like this video. Feel free to tell me what I'm doing wrong. Feel free to subscribe. I would love if you did subscribe. Thank you for watching. I hope you're having a good day. Check out my other videos. The next one coming out is my wheat farm tutorial.